Welcome to this week's episode of So What's Popping with your girl, the real Nkosi. I feel great. It's a beautiful day. The sun is out. But Nji, I'm multitasking right now because I'm also watching the news at the same time. I can see there, Uguti, the Senzo Mayor trial is still taking place there here in Pretoria, actually, where I am in Pretoria. And I think I'm actually very impressed by how things have started moving now since, the time the trial started. I feel like things were very like dragging and it's not moving. There was no progress at all. But I'm glad to see that now we are even having testimonies from people that did the investigations and those sort of things. So I'm really hoping for the best because we want to get the justice, you guys. We want to find out what happened to Senzo, and whoever committed the crime must pay for it. Unfortunately, yeah, when it comes to AKA, we will just never know because I don't know what's happening with that case. But anyways, hi. Today, I'm not going to say much. It's just another one of those random episodes because I just recently released another episode and I felt like just coming here and talking to you guys. What I actually wanted to talk about is something that I saw on the internet. And now I know this platform, I try my best to not make it a platform where I'm going to talk about or discuss rather politics and religion and those sort of things, those controversial topics that I feel make some people uncomfortable. But I have to say something about this because, what's going on? What is going on? I don't want to mention the political parties and the people involved in all of this, but I'm just like, come on, guys. There is no way that you can go around singing a song that you know is provoking people and that rather not actually provoking people, but is offending, a certain race, and then you continue singing the song because to you feel like you went to court for it and you won, therefore you can sing this song. But morally speaking, you guys, and I know some people are going to be like, oh, you know what, you are a hater, you hate this party, you hate this leader of ours because he has a lot of followers now suddenly for some reason. It's not even about that. I'm not even into politics like that. I have no agenda against anyone because I don't believe in any of these parties and either way. So I have no deep hate for anyone or for this particular person, but it's just not cool to go around singing a song, especially when we have a high rate right now of murders of farmers, you know what I'm saying, specifically Afrikaans farmers, and then you think it's okay for you to go and sing a song. Personally, I just feel like it's very, very insensitive, as much as I know, as a struggle warrior, I know it's not literal, but it's just it's not cool. Either way, it's just like I said, morally, it's just not okay. It is offensive. It is insinuating that you don't really feel bad for what is happening, in that community of farmers being murdered and those sort of things. As much as this is just a personal opinion. Like I said, I don't want to get into politics too much and end up being judged for my opinion, but it's with the deaths of the farmers, guys, they are literally, I feel like it's just criminals that are just going around committing crimes in farms. It's not racially driven. If we are being real here, it's not. A lot of people die in the townships. If you come to my community and find out how many people have died from gunshots and being shot, it's not, I don't think there's no black people out here targeting farmers, or if there is a movement, it's not a movement that now all black people must be roped in and be, blamed for not having an outcry or whatever. There's gangs everywhere. There's criminals that target certain areas and those sort of things. So it's not a thing of, because they are farmers, that's why they're being killed, I think. But then also when it comes to when you hear things like this song that is being sung by this particular party, and then the stubbornness also of just letting it go is also another thing that I would then say, if I was that particular race, I would also just be offended and feel insulted. So yeah, man, come on, it's a song. Yes, it's a struggle song. It's a part of our history. But there's a lot of things that are a part of our history that we've decided to leave in the past. And so I think this song should be one of those things. And just for the record as well, guys, that, like I said, I don't want to say names and stuff, But you cannot be moving out of South Africa, right? You move out of South Africa and then suddenly when you feel like, now you must have an opinion about South Africa and it's about something that is just like crazy. You know what I'm saying? As someone who's very powerful and as someone who owns a platform that is big and major and you have some sort of influence, you know, in the world, and then you want to come and the only comment you want to make when it comes to South Africa, the only time you want to raise your hand and say something is when there's something stupid like this that's going on. And it's just like, this guy has never really taken us seriously as a country. You know, he's never, because also the repercussions of that is that it's not only, his opinion is not only going to affect Black South Africans, it's affecting South Africa as a country, you know. I would understand if it's a Caucasian individual who is based in South Africa and is having these opinions about South Africa and what Malema is doing or what this EFF party is doing, you know, but it's like you cannot be someone who doesn't even live in the country and someone who doesn't even understand our history that well because you moved away and you're not, importantly, you're not someone that is proudly South African or proud of the fact that you've lived in South Africa or you grew up in South Africa. I don't know really what the story is, but it's like for someone who's not even proud of where you come from and then you want to have these negative opinions about our country, for me, it's just like, just shut the fuck up and sit down, you know, just sit down and keep quiet. I would understand if it's someone like Trevor Noah, you know, someone like Charlize Theron, you know, Tusombedu, those sort of people that are actually proudly South African, or someone that comes from South Africa and isn't ashamed to say that I come from South Africa. And then now you are international and you can use your platform to say these things about South Africa that, you know, South Africans might not necessarily agree with you, but then the rest of the world might because of the power or the impact that you have online. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, you know, at least you were proud of being from South Africa. So therefore, whatever you might be saying about South Africa, it can be justified somehow by, you know, outsiders or by us or whatever, you know, but it's like you Elon Musk. I'm seeing it now on TV. Elon Musk, you know, like you don't even own the fact that you've lived in South Africa or you are from South Africa, and then now you want to come talk shit about South Africa. Please sit your ass down, my man. Please don't start with us. Yeah, I'm not even a supporter of EFF and Malema, and also, like I said, I have no issues with anyone in politics, but I'm just not a supporter of you know, that movement. But it's just like, when I saw the tweets from Elon Musk, I was also a bit like, dude, I was pissed, you know, because like, guys, we're South Africans, we have to defend our own country. And with matters, whether we are Black, whether we are Indian, whether you are white, whether you are, you know, whatever, colored, mixed race, whatever, as long as you are a South African, you know, and you are in South Africa, and then you can say whatever you want to say about this country. Me, I don't have a problem. Even if you are a white person talking crap about South Africa, as long as you are in South Africa, for me, it's fine. Your opinion is valid, you know, and you have like a leg to stand on. You can't be talking about South African affairs when you're not even in South Africa, you know, like shut the fuck up. First of all, shut the fuck up. You couldn't even handle living in South Africa. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But anyways, like I said, I didn't come here to say much, but just to like throw in my opinion on certain things. Hey, you guys, another thing, hey, this thing of if you're pursuing someone, right, as a man, talking to men, you're pursuing someone and then they reject you. Like you just rejected, like straight up, you know, regardless of the type of rejection, whether it was harsh, whether it was like a nice letdown or whatever, or like a mice, straight up ghosting. If someone rejects you, guys, just be strong, you know, just take it and be strong and move forward. Go try somewhere else. This habits of men, not all men, because people now like to assume when I say men, I'm talking about all men. This habit of men choosing to resort to violence when a female rejects them, for me, it's just like, come on. I saw on Twitter there was this picture of a girl was being circulated, a picture of a woman, I think somewhere, I don't know if it's in Soweto or where, but in one of the townships here in South Africa. Apparently this guy was hitting on her. She was with her friends and the man was hitting on her and she rejected the guy and the guy decided to shoot her, and that's how she died. Like she literally just died because she rejected a man, you know. because apparently he said something like about wanting some advances or whatever. He wanted to do something to her, like he was saying exactly what he wanted. And the girl was like, I'm not interested in you, and I'm not interested in what you want from me. Gee. And then he shot her like that. She's dead. She's gone, And so it's just very like, again, it adds to the gender-based violence statistics that we have here in South Africa that are very, very high. And it just makes me sad because it's like nowadays, especially in the townships, you can just die, guys, like for nothing. There's also a lot happening, like I said, in my community, like back home in my township, people just getting shots. There's a lot of gun violence nowadays. And it's just like, when is this stuff going to stop? Like, when is the government going to do something about it? And I have a friend from overseas that I was talking to recently, and he was like, it's just so crazy how he plays basketball, and he was visiting South Africa for a match, and he was like, it's just so crazy how in South Africa everyone owns guns and everyone has guns, like it must be so easy to get a gun, because why are they so legal? Why is the government not doing anything about these guns being legal and easily accessible? And I told him they're actually not. It's not as easy. I know in America when you have a gun, it's like legal, and you have like a permits and stuff, and it's that easy for them to get guns and buy ammunition and go out and shoot people in schools and random places. Tragically, luckily, we don't have that in South Africa, like mass shootings. We're starting to have them now, but I think they're just gang affiliated or like taxi rivalry or whatever. Anyways, but it's just like, we don't have that law that makes it easy for people, like normal citizens, to just have a gun. So in the townships, most people that have guns, it's illegal guns. And it's just like, again, sad that not much is being done about it. But we have a lot of problems as a country and a lot of things that we need to be working on as a country. And it's just very frustrating when, again, people from the outside feel like they can have an opinion, and then that opinion also affects us as a country. It doesn't affect just the race, you guys. If you think whatever you say about South Africa is affecting just Black people, no, it's affecting South Africa as a whole, even you in South Africa. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's better if you're going to have the opinion, be someone who is in South Africa, so that when we are being affected by your opinion and you're setting a bad example about us out there, you are also being affected, because now people who are funding the country, or like people who are sponsoring, or investors rather is the word I'm looking for, then we're losing out on investors and those sort of like good opportunities that are going to boost our economy. So yeah, when you don't live here, don't say nothing, because you're already not here. You're just ruining things for us as a country. Like I said, we already have a lot that we're dealing with, and it just is unfortunate that there isn't much being done. But hopefully, the more we speak about these issues that we have, and the more we tap into what can be done, because that's the dialogue we should be starting. What can be done, like with the issues with the EFF singing this song. And it's like, when you are, as a person of color, are also standing up and saying, yeah, I would, because that's what I said. I use my platform to say, I would be offended by this song. Like, as much as I understand where it comes from and its history, and that, okay, you won in court and you're saying you can sing this song, but I would be offended, if I was on the other side and you singing this stuff. And it's just like, for example, if someone comes and sings about gender-based violence in South Africa and how shoot and kill the woman, you know what I'm saying? Okay, it's not literal or whatever. It was from back in the days when there were no feminists and there was like, women were oppressed, whatever. It's part of our struggle. I can sing it. It's offensive, especially because it's something we are experiencing. You know what I'm saying? Gender-based violence. It's offensive. So those sort of things, it's like, have some empathy and sympathy for each other as different races, as well as it's good to use your voice, regardless of the slack that we are getting as people of color that like to defend things. When you feel like something is wrong, you speak up. I'm also like that. I've been seeing also other activists online just speaking up on it, like people of color just saying, okay, as much as we understand where the song comes from, but it's like, it is offensive, and it has come to a point where we are just tired of hearing it, because it's not really moving us forward as a country. Yes, it's not meant to be moving us forward, but then what's the point of the song? There are many other struggle songs that you can actually sing. Yeah, man, I guess to each their own. We all have different views and different opinions, and I guess we have to respect the law's ruling, the court's ruling on the singing of this song. And I mean, there's only so much we can also fight as the people. Sometimes it's like the government is shady, if we are being honest. The government is shady, regardless of which political party these politicians are from. They are shady. They are the government, if we are being honest. All the politicians are the government, and they have the power at the end of the day. And so there's only so much we can do as the people, but it's good to also advocate against something that you believe is wrong. Again, I also want to add, I think in closing, because I don't have much, we do have Snack Corner. I just want to add that, guys, as a person who does, if you don't relate to another race, if you don't relate to another race's struggles, it doesn't now mean when you are having an opinion about something, you must be insensitive. I've been also seeing how some Caucasians, when they are trying to make the points or send the points across of how the song is wrong and what, instead of focusing on sending that message across, they then start diverting and saying things in a way that kind of offends people of color, all people of color, regardless of whether they are people of color who are part of EFF, people of color who are not part of EFF, which is us now. We are being caught up in this mess now. We are all, as Black people in South Africa, now we're all being caught up in this mess now. Like now we are all EFF, Then they start saying these things that are just very insensitive to our history, like our history of apartheid. And then it's like, those are small things like that then infuriate or upset all Black people and all people of color, brown people, colored people, Indian people. It's very important to be very watchful of what you say and how you say it and the impact that you're trying to make. There's ways you can send a message across without offending anyone. And I feel and I understand a lot of us, I know I always say this, the Zulus and the Afrikaans people, our English is so terrible that sometimes we don't pay attention to how we say things and how they come across. So because you know that your English is terrible, if you are going to speak a language that is not a language that you are good at, watch how you say things. Read before you send out the tweets, read it again. Okay, am I still talking about EFF supporters here? Am I still talking about EFF, or am I now just talking about how I just dislike people of color in general? Because that's how it's coming across with some of you out there when you're trying to send across your message, and then it's just now it sounds like you're just showing your true colors of just being a racist. So yeah, man. So it's good to be an advocate, it's good to be an activist, and it's good to stand up for what you feel is right. And I'm all for it as well. I use my platforms for that to try and make a difference, not just this podcast. But yeah, I don't want to discuss politics anymore. I would never discuss religion. But yeah, guys, we have to respect each other. Please, South Africans, can we? Hey, there's a lot. Yo, Slovo, there is a protest, Slovo. They are complaining, I think, about not having proper toilets. And then a child was murdered. It says a lot going on. Senzome, you were murdered trial still going on as well. Anyways, I'm done. Let's get into the snack of the week. Well, I hope I don't sound like I am whispering, because I actually am whispering because my sister's working in the other room. She's working from home. And yeah, it's been a while since, normally I record late at night. It's been a while since I've recorded an episode during the day. So I hope the lighting works for the girl, because the girl is out here. Guys, my hair is growing. If you've been following my hair journey on Instagram stories, because most of what I post, guys, let me just put you onto something here. Most of the interesting things I post on my Instagram are things that I post on my stories, because on IG stories is what I mean by that, because I tell a lot of stories there as well. So if you've been following, you know about my hair situation. I will post about it probably once my hair is grown. I'll post about it properly on my timeline, and then share tips on how I was able to grow my hair back. But as you can see, there's still a bit of scarring, I think, but I mean, it's coming back, right? It's coming back. Ooh, speaking about coming, before we get into the snack of the week, I'm not saying recently, because right now I'm abstaining, but I'll tell you this secret, don't tell anyone. So I tried anal. Oh my gosh, why am I so embarrassed? I'm embarrassed by what I just said, but I'm not embarrassed, but I'm blushing, I did try anal at some point, not recently, but I did try it. I just wanted to come here and talk about it because no one ever talks about these things, right? Or not any normal individual. It's normally like porn stars and like people who are in the sex work business, but I'm not. So I feel like, I'm not going to share my whole experience, but I will say this about it. It's nice, right? It's nice, but I just personally feel like it's something that I wouldn't do on a regular. I'm talking about anal sex for those who didn't hear. It's not something that I would do on a regular basis because I feel like as a female with a good vagina that is still healthy and contracts naturally and doesn't have any issues, I just feel like as much as anal is nice, but the actual vaginal penetration is nicer for me. And I will say this also because I'm not used to having anal. When I had it, it just felt like to me, what I didn't like actually about it, if I'm going to be honest, is the fact that it takes a while for the actual anus to shrink back to its normal to its normal size. And that just made me so uncomfortable. Like, I think it took me like 2 or 3 weeks. Like, it took a while for it to just go back to its normal size. But that's probably because of the person that I had it with. I mean, he is gifted. But anyways, but it just took a while. And I was willing to give it a chance again. But then I thought like, the recovery process is just not it for me. It's just not worth it for me. So then I wondered also as well, like, I know it's, like I said, it's a bit taboo to talk about this sort of things, especially as a straight individual, because now I'm going to say what I'm going to say. For like gay guys, then I wonder, how do they get used to it? I know that they don't like to talk about this, but it's like at the end of the day, that's how you have sex. There's no other, like, let's not beat around the bush here. That's how gay guys have sex. They do anal. And so also, if I'm going to ask you about it, it's just weird for me when you act like you're grossed out by it or like you're disgusted by it when you know that's actually how you have sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand that there's a time and place to ask this sort of questions, and it's something that's personal to you, and you don't really owe anyone an explanation about your sex life. But it's just like, depending on the relationship that we have and the context of the conversation, like, if I'm asking you, are we talking about it? And then you're just being weird about it, like you are as a gay man, you don't have anal. Like, that's how you guys have sex. And so, in fact, that's where the best information or like more education around anal sex should be coming from gay men, because sometimes we as women also, we wonder, okay, what does it feel like? All these things, the recovery and what to know before you start, or like the prepping, if there is any prepping that goes into it, because I didn't prep because I was just like caught off. Okay, anyways, doesn't matter. It's not like I planned it, is what I'm trying to say. But it's like just be open about this sort of things. Talk about them, like how we talk about sex, and for the young girls to learn, we talk about sex and like how to avoid pregnancies and like STDs and all these sort of things, and how to like find the G spot and how to come and all those sort of things. There's enough information out there about that from females and from straight guys, because they obviously know how to run the show down there. But it's just like, it would be nice if more gay men or LGBTQ plus people spoke about their sexual experiences and what we can learn from them. But anyways, and so whether you are a receiver or a giver, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Like, just because we don't put it in there, it doesn't mean that now you must be grossed out when I talk about someone anyways, I'm digressing. But yeah, I had it, and I think my personal opinion in closing there is that I would probably do it like annually. I know I said this on Twitter and they thought I was just joking, but I would only do it maybe annually. Now, Connor, is it even worth it though, then, if that's the case? But I just feel like for me, it's nice, it's fine. It's just the issue is the recovery. I cannot, like, guys, I cannot, just my vagina is there. It works. It's fine. Okay. It's there. Please use it, utilize it. But yeah, the anal, best left to people that understand it and people that can cope with the handling of how to now deal with, not the gaping, almost said gaping. Hey, Barna. vagina, but like people who can deal with the after effects of it and are used to it, and for them it doesn't feel strange. I think for me it was strange because I have a hole down there already for something to go in, which is I have a vagina, and so now to feel like I have another hole was a bit uncomfortable, but otherwise it was nice. I did enjoy it, so shout out to the individual if it's gonna be watching this. Anyways, let's not be awkward. Okay, so the snack of the week is, because guys, I just finished the workout and I'm hungry basically, and I'm trying to keep this video very short. So this is the snack that I'm having. It's the muesli. It is from Woolies. It is chocolate brownie inspired muesli. It obviously has chocolate and I guess crumbs of brownies. I don't know, I'm seeing something here, but it looks really nice and it is delicious. That's just my only issue with it, is that it's a bit too sweet, because I don't like biting into the chocolate when I'm trying to bite into the muesli, and then it's like it's like getting into my teeth. Already muesli is a lot because it gets into your teeth, for those of us who have sensitive teeth. But yeah, anyways, it's beautiful, it's nice, it's fresh. You can make it look pretty, and yeah, put some fruits, and I prefer having it with plain yogurt because of the benefits. I will be sprinkling some cinnamon on top of this when I'm done mixing it up. So let me just have one bite for you guys. I'll put this here. It's nice. I mean, what can I say? It's nice. It's fresh, and I'm choosing it as a snack. I'm choosing it as a snack because I know with my sister, she prefers to have it as a snack. Like she just snacks on the muesli on its own way. I can't do that, and I never have breakfast, so I'm not seeing it as breakfast, and it's not like morning right now. It's like afternoon. So yeah, and I feel like it's the best snack for me to have after a nice workout, just to feel fresh nyana, and put in those good probiotics. It's called probiotics, yes, from the yogurts. And yeah, man, there's no processed sugar here except for the chocolate chunks right in the muesli. But it's mostly the fruits and the muesli and the plain yogurts, and I love it like that. That's how I prefer it. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope there's some sort of takeaway from this little short episode. Remember, guys, respect every race and respect every race's history, and let's try not offend each other, and let's try also and limit this thing of phrasing or directing our offenses to every race. So just because you dislike certain people of color or you dislike certain Caucasians, and then you're gonna say, yeah, very black people, they are da 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 da. Black people want us dead, da 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 da. Or white people, they all wanted us dead, or white people are all racist. That's not true, guys. That's not true. There are nice black people and there are nice Caucasian people. And when I say black, I'm including everyone who's a person of color, in South Africa. Everyone, black, whether you are a mixed race, whether you are colored, whether you are Indian, Asians also fall under people of color, actually. So that's what I mean. Like, whether you are black or white, like, please redirect your anger where it's supposed to go. Stop this thing of now grouping all of us. And it's very offensive. It's very offensive. Like, you're being insensitive and you're being rude. And that's what actually frustrates people when you want to generalize. It's very frustrating. Stop that. But yeah, let's keep fighting the battles and fighting, for some sort of change in our country. And hopefully someday, somehow, you guys, with the new maybe generation, they can maybe like make a lot of changes. But it's very important for us to have a voice and to use our voices, because not everyone can use their voice, to stand up against things that we feel are not okay. So yeah, that's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me eat. Goodbye.